This next CD makes a great card for any gardener that you might know, and it's another pop-out card. So we have it in this format, sort of a landscape format, and open it up. When we do that, you can see we've got our basic guidelines in there. There's just a couple to start off with, and everything else is what I call free flowing. Now the first element we're going to put down is a gate, a fence rather, and this prints out. You can either have it in brown, there is one in white, but I've just cut this one out and suddenly realised, duh, you can actually use just the reverse of this if you wanted, but of course the one in white, then you've got the green sitting there, so it's really either or. In this instance I rather like the idea of having a white picket fence, as it were. So what I'm going to do then is glue this the reverse way. Had it been the brown, I'd have just kept the grass sticking there. It really doesn't matter, but because it's white, I think I can probably get away with the grass at the back, as it were, there anyway, so you will just see it through that way. So it really is quite reversible. The only thing to note is the grass is a little bit longer, so I am going to have to just cut this down to get it to stick there, else it's not going to work properly. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, just trim that down, and when that's in position I'm just going to fold this forward, and we've got our little tabs to put on the back there to fold it in. So I'll go ahead and do all of that now. Okay, so I've trimmed that down because I'm reversing it. I'm going to have a white picket fence. I'm just going to line up now with this line here. As we can see, it's a very faint white line, and then make sure that that just sits either side there like so, and then that comes down. And then what we've got, I'll just press that down there, are the little tabs to go on the back. Now the higher up these go, the better they are, so I'm going to just place those here like so. 3 of those, just because we've got lots pulling up on this, and I think that'll just give a little bit more strength to it all as well. So they're going to go there like that. So these now fold down like so. Just straighten that up, ready for this part just to go on and to stick onto there. Just make sure that they're going where they ought to, and they're going to be a little bit awkward, aren't they? There we go. Because there's 3 of them, it's sometimes a bit trickier, and as we lift up, let's put a little bit more rub onto there. It's quite important that we get a nice stick on here, and then as we open up, we pull up the fence like so. So the next element is going to be our flowers here. So they're going to come up and sit on that line there. So I'm going to glue that, put that down, and put the next size tab up. The first one was 10, these are about 15mm, and again a couple of those just to pull that up as well. So the next layer all glued up is our plants here. I've got my white line there, that just lines up to that point and just sticks down, as we can see there. And again, what I've got to do is just put these little tabs on. Now it's better to line these up with the gate at this point, so the gate with the fence post rather, so we know that they're going to actually fit. So just pop those down like so. Again, I'm putting 3 on really just because we've got quite a long span, as it were, here. It doesn't matter if they're not all the same height, i.e. you don't have to measure it out, because it's the distance from there to there. Does that make sense? So even though I put that one there, as long as there's enough for it to reach, it's going to be okay. It's the fact that they're all 15mm is the important part on there. Okay, persuade those to stick down because what we need to do is just pull all of this over so it's all going to fit on there, as it were. That's how it should be going, and it just needs to go down now and be persuaded to stick down, so that when we open it up you can see now that we've got our flowers there as well. Hey, so that's our next line, and already I think a really lovely card. I mean, there's nothing to stop you if you want to, just stopping at this stage. You know, it really is quite pretty, but we can go on if you want to, and there's extra elements to add. Now we've got a whole range of objects we can actually add to accessorise the card. We've got extra plants, we've got some boots, gloves, watering can, and again some smaller parts if we want to just keep the perspective. The bigger ones are really for coming forward, but we've got to make sure as when they're stuck down that they don't just stick out from the top of the card there like so. So really for this one I quite like it nice and simple here, but that, you know, you can add what you like onto it. But let's put the Wellington boots in again, because you've got free choice on this and I don't know what you're going to use or where you're going to use it. I've got a tab here and I'm simply just going to measure up there. That's the length of my tab. So with my Wellington boots now I've just got to go to that point, so glue on the tab there, line that up perpendicular to that point. The boots aren't going to pop out from there, that's good, and 2 bits of glue on the tab. Okay, so higher is better, but let's give it a little bit of height there. Pull that down to here like so, and that's now going to stick just onto the plant pot there. Remove that out the way, stick that on, and we'll see now that stick it on there, and now we can see that's pulling the boots up. And if I go there, we've got our Wellingtons just in the foreground. Now I think that's rather nice. It's nice and simple, but we could go on and put some extra bits and pieces if we want to. It's the same technique now for you just to work up on this card, and indeed to just add anything else that you might want to. And here we go, here's the finished card. This is my interpretation using the watering can, the wellies, and some extra little plants there. As I said, you can really make it into whatever you want. A lovely card, very simple. Have fun with this one, I think you'll enjoy it.